UBS Gold, Trust in Goals. Kekompakan menjadi kekuatan, kehormatan menjadi tujuan, kemenangan adalah kemewahan bagi mereka yang berjuang meraih impian. Limited Edition UBS Gold X Mobile Legend Bang Bang. Rayakan setiap momen berharga dengan emas.
But now they have to be aware, for the White Tigers have come to play, looking, eyeing for their next prey. The Kings of Kings were the first to fall. Who was next? But the best of all, the Kings of the Sky, still standing tall on their throne to rule them all. Will the White Tigers dethrone them once and for all? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Onic fams, as well as the Evos fams, welcome back.
You can look into your playstyle and damage it from the drafting phase. That is where they can find success, and we are live right now in the grand finals in the drafting phase for game number 1.
Yes, let's welcome you into the drafting phase. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, it's no longer a best of 5. It is going to be a best of 7 between both of these teams here in the grand finals. You can see here Evos with the first pick, Onic with the second, and the Joy Fredrin ban does come through for the White Tigers. Meanwhile, Onic, they go for the Claude and the Faramis ban.
Very interesting ban so far coming into this draft. We know that Onic have gone for a lot of their respect in the playoffs, but Evos Legends, something different here from them. First time around against Onic, they try to go for the same respect. But here, Arashi, they're going for just prio. They are respecting what's meta with the Melissa, the Joy, and even the Fredrin.
I think they've seen that a lot of teams have struggled to try and find any success, trying to target specific members or specific aspects of Onic's gameplay, because everyone is just absolutely solid. They don't really falter, even though they get target banned, even though they get focused in the game. So I think the approach right now from Coach Age is to ensure that his team has what they need to try and make the play happen their way, right? To make sure that it goes their way or the highway.
And you can see here, Evos Legends go for the Melissa ban as well here, the last ban in the first phase. Seeing as the Claude was already banned out by Onic, they don't want to be forced in a position where they have to pick up the Melissa or allow the Melissa being picked up by Onic. So Mincetar is going to be the choice here for Onic to ban away, and now Evos, they definitely can go for. What do you think they're going to go for here? The Valentina is an option here.
Valentina has always been used. Hijime is also great on the Yves and the Farsas. If they want to go for long-range artillery to try and supplement the poke damage or the wave clear to possibly try and win in the macro game department, those are all legit options. Farsa will be the answer for Onic. This means that they can go straight for the 1-1.
Oh, very interesting, Rico.
Everyone thinks the 1-1 is a prio, and they're right. They're absolutely right. 1-1 right now in the meta, absolute, I would say, trash. But if it's on the hands of CW, yeah, it is prio. It is a respectable hero. And Onic, they make trash look like it is gold.
It's such a different story, right? For Onic, you can say exactly what you meant there for all the other teams. But in the hands of Onic, it becomes a different story here. Face value, it's risky, right? The 1-1 does get outranged by the Farsa. And there are a lot of moments where she gets poked down before she can even have an impact in those team fights. And Onic will respond with the Valentina that was opened up there from the first phase.
Matching the long range potentially, if he can steal the Feather Airstrike, we'll see Sans on the Valentina. An absolute signature pick let go by Evos right now. So if they are willing to give away the 1-1 and the Valentina, one must question what do they have in mind to try and secure for their own side. Without the Claude available, a solid gold laner needs to be put in the hands of Brands, because he needs to carry the game, but he also needs to win the lane and try and shut down CW.
Beatrix becomes a pretty good choice for Evos Legends, right? A choice that could work. And on the hands of King Brands, the guy who was lifted in the throne yesterday to the grand finals, his comment: when we were in a losing position, we still wanted to fight. We not only improved our gameplay, but that mentality, I believe, for Evos Legends is their strength. 0-2 down, 2 series. It may be a fluke the first time, but after the second, again, it feels like they were destined
But remember, right? Sure, 2-3 reverse sweeps by Evos, but the only team that went full 3-0 was Onic. They were able to read Evos very well, and Evos didn't have the chance, the opportunity to do whatever Brands just said, right? They weren't able to reevaluate, they weren't able to readjust. And we'll see if Onic give them the opportunity this time around. With the pick here coming in from Onic, the last one for the first phase, it's going to be the glue.
Wow, it's a very much mobile kind of composition. Valentina, 1-1 and glue. Everything can be divey, everything can move very rapidly. And for Evos, they are two very vulnerable backline members for them, so they require some kind of protection. The Diggy maybe could come in mind, but there's so much damage, maybe pure healing could be what they go for. Whatever it is, they're gonna have to ban out some kind of engaged tools for the side of Evos. They'll ban it Kadita to ensure that the backline does not get bursted down.
Good choice right now for Evos. I think they might follow it up with maybe a Hayabusa ban here, knowing that Onic have yet to pick up a jungler. Very rare do we see this. Usually we see the Fredrin that's always just flexed in the first phase, but because Evos have banned it, they've kind of taken that weapon away from Onic, right? That flex potential of the Fredrin. The Franco gets banned, and right now with the Wanwan, I think the Lolita ban will make a lot of sense. Maybe even a... I don't think Diggy, but oh, yeah, it is going to be a Diggy. It's either Diggy or Lolita at that point. I thought they might want to go for the Lolita ban, but it does signify that they want to go for a lot of CC for their roamer, possibly a Kufra or an Atlas.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility here, especially for Keyboy. And the thing is, Keyboy has honestly one of the widest hero pools in that roaming position as well. So they have a lot to work with. They have a lot to pick from. And the thing is, if we're talking about the jungler position, right, the Fanny is still open for grabs as well for both of these teams. Without the Franco, it should allow the Fanny to mobilize around the map.
So if you're Evos right now, you're stuck wondering what you want to ban away here. Is it going to be yet another assassin, or respecting the Diggy ban, do you get forced to ban the Atlas? Onic has successfully put them in a tough situation, and they are going to go most likely for something a bit more aggressive. They go for the Kaja for a bit more pick-off potential. Now it's looking weird. Onic can outmaneuver Evos, and if Evos isn't careful, someone will get picked off.
Do it, Taz. Do it. I know you're thinking it, Taz. Age as well.
Fanny?
Fanny, wide open. And then Onic will pay the Hayabusa. Two of the best junglers in Indonesia on their signature picks for the first game of the Grand Finals. We're thinking it. They are thinking it as well.
It's a very high risk, but it might just work out. We'll have to see, man. For Evos, yes, one jungler, but afterwards, what will they have in the roaming position? Someone that can check bushes without getting punished, without getting stuck and locked down. Comes to mind, but we'll see. It's going to be a Lolita to try and use that bulwark and counter the crossbow of Tang as well, a wise choice. But along with that, it's going to be the Lancelot in the hands of Taz.
Lancelot for Taz here.
Are you going to bring up the Fanny then?
That is objective control so far for Evos, right? Onic, how are they going to respond? With the composition that Evos have picked up, they are so strong in those team fights. They're going to be very strong when going for the objective takes. With the Kaja pickup for Onic, they should stick with pickoffs, perhaps. Make things a little bit more messy. And the Fanny does come through for Onic. Which will come out on top? Which do you prefer? Let's start with you, Arashi.
I must say, from the looks of things,
I feel like the
Fanny
draft,
has a lot more to offer,
Onic
especially
draft,
against a
I
Farsight and a Beatrix. There's just so much more value compared to the tank slot. That's a bit more of an all-rounder. We'll see if that very risky pick actually pays off, but as you can see from the talents, from the audience prediction, dead even, man.
49.
We have a game in our hands.
51, what the heck? Onic 3-0. So far has been the record that they are trying to replicate here as well. But that's why I did not want the Lancelot to be picked up. They did not have a stopper. No Kufra, no Kaja, no Franco, no Minsathar. And they let the Fanny go onto the hands of the man himself, Kyrie. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rumble in the Jungle, the Grand Finals for Season 11 MPL Indonesia starts now. Welcome to the land of dawn for Evos Legends versus Onic.
Looking at the emblems right here, you see the Demon Slayer, so Taz will be prioritizing more of the neutral
The
objectives,
Swing
while
Select versus
Kyrie can
going
just go absolutely ham
the high-
right here.
the high and
He has
dry.
the burst damage and the crowd control in his team to try and supplement his kill potential, so you keep your eyes open, especially when he reached level 4 with the Cutthroat. And Dreams will be the only one available with a reliable source of crowd control to stop any kind of high maneuver, engage, or outplay potential from the side of Onic.
Objectively speaking, right, looking at both of their compositions, when I said that Evos Legends are better in team fights, it's because I saw that they have a lot of CC, right, to play with. But Onic, with the Valentina pickup, they can utilize the same amount of pressure in those team fights. If they want to pick up, they can pick up the Numnon Blast. They can go in for the bravest fighter from Psychots as well. It really does depend on the flexibility of the MVP of the regular season, Sans. And now in the early game here, Onic, they're looking to punish here in the top side, looking to put some pressure onto Brands. With Keyboy not yet at level 4, it's not a task that is going to be easy. They gotta rely on that early game damage coming in from Kyrie here, who is on that emblem.
Look at that combo of skills coming in from CW, securing the gold lane despite going up against a Beatrix, someone who can actually burst down the neutral objective, showing again why one man's trash is another man's treasure. But this 1-1 is insane, but now Keyboy gets jumped on. It's too early.
Not enough
Evos
damage
will
though.
not have the damage available, but the level 4 is coming through. The turtle is spawning in 6 seconds, and you can see where the heck Boots is. He's about to zone everyone away as much as possible.
Yeah, he's already there,
Boots is
already
in good
setting up,
positioning.
already opening up vision
minimap.
for Onic onto Taz, right? Because that's the main hero, the main person, the main player that they need to limit here when they go in for the objective takes. But Taz has proven time and time again that he can outmaneuver it. We'll see Keyboy already level 4 should be able to pressure Taz when it comes down to it.
Let's see, Boots already with a slam pass combo, trying to stop them from the take in the turtle side. 2 minutes in, both teams still playing it very passively. The first game sets the tone, is what Gani likes to say, and it's true here,
They still haven't
especially
contested
in the
total
grand
yet, that's
finals.
insane.
Look at Onic,
The
they're playing very,
patience
very
from both
patiently,
teams.
and they have back there in the turtle, knowing that Kyrie was still on the other side of the map. He's back here now, though, and you can see that Evos Legends, they just sent Dreams back, so it's going to be an uncontested turtle from Onic. It doesn't seem like there's any
That's the
trade-off
first turtle
from the side of
secured.
Evos.
No trades at all. Onic picking up the first turtle, uncontested, with the Fanny at hand. High and dry. A lot of kill pressure here. Keyboy is really looking for that kill pressure. As Taz moves forward, Kyrie gonna be able to jump in, but the Thorn Rose is there, and the Cutthroat takes him down. First blood for
Nice
Onic.
one.
They pick it up and they back away. Disciplined as ever.
Onic already with 1 kill and an objective take here, leading 1,000 here in the first 3 minutes of the game. Wow, a 4 versus 2 here on the desk. Talent's prediction. More so for Evos than onto Onic. We'll see exactly how this pans out. But so far here, Evos, they haven't been able to find the opening that they were looking for in the early stage of the game. Taz using the Demon Slayer also. Not much impact just yet.
Not yet. Down below, though, there's already a little bit of a skirmish there as Taz will be taken
Oh,
down again.
and Taz got killed
Kyrie
again.
munching.
Didn't
Nom
notice
nom
that
nom.
one.
Taz 0-2-0.
Well, Onic using all the advantages and the burst damage to target, usually it's going to be the gold laner. But now, knowing Evos Legends and their proclivity to go for the neutral objectives, they go
This
for...
middle, almost.
Ooh, they were going for Taz again and again, but there, Brands almost gets taken out as well. Look at this conversion to the top side.
With the airstrike being popped down, Hijime will take that damage, all of it. CW taking a whole lot of damage right now. The crossbow tank gets popped in.
That's where
Hijime
the
flickers out.
hits and
CW
the
gets out as well. It sounds with the kill, and it's Onic staying clean.
And just like that, 1,000 gold lead here, Arashi.
2,000 even for the side of Onic, and they are not done just yet. Let me see W get a lot of the gold card trading, and now Evos comes to try and
Here
strike
comes
back.
Taz.
Just say,
And
they
there's
actually
Kyrie.
want to go for this. Keyboy doesn't have that divine judgment, so I don't think they want to commit, but they have done enough to secure a pretty good lead here. And it should be an uncontested turtle
So
again.
almost
Look at the Fanny
3k
though. Look
gold
at Kyrie.
lead.
What the heck?
Kyrie with
Again,
another kill though.
assassinating one of the frontliners like it's nothing. Cutting through him like it's butter. Onic with another pick off here. Evos Legends so far.
Yeah, it's better than non-contested total right there.
Man,
Seems
that-
like Dreams and
totals
Hijime
and
though,
the
they
belt
don't want to
is
let this
on
go
it.
uncontested.
Oh, Divine Judgment right onto the right target as Kyrie moves forward.
Kyrie
That's
comes
even a
back,
blast
Keyboy
stolen
said
away.
though,
That's
the
Brands
guys
taken
at the same
down.
time.
Boots
That Dreams as
brings
well
the
gone,
Dreams
yep.
back to pick up a double kill. And it's
3K
Onic
gold difference
again
now.
with all the dubs.
everything going completely right for the side of Onic. And even in the mid lane, Paz tries to get something. It might cost his life though. Gets bursted down by Kyrie. And Onic will maintain all the turrets. And Hijime now is the one stuck under one.
Free turret for Onic too. Boots just tanks it up. Without a marksman, they just take it. They give the proper respect to Evos Legends, but right now, 3,000 gold lead. CW with a DHS already 6 minutes in.
That will mean that side cards, as well as Dreams, all the potential frontliners for the side of Evos can't really stay in front and tank that damage, which effectively means that they won't be able to contest control over the map or even vision in any
already
of the
did a
brushes.
swap
So
too,
Onic now full
due to how much
control, they're
pressure it
using
is,
it very
and Kyrie
efficiently
is
right
gonna
there.
kill him.
Another
That's 2
assassination
kills for
onto
Kyrie.
Hijime now. Kyrie!
Yep.
He gets out.
He gets out of it though.
Didn't get the kill onto Hijime, but man,
Almost a double from Kyrie,
Again,
but
it's
it's almost a
Onic with
4K
everything.
gold lead
It's
too.
brilliant. It's clean, it's discipline, but it still has that instinct, that killer instinct that we all know and love from Onic. As Kyrie goes in once again, doesn't get the kill,
Adding
but the
so much pressure.
pressure
That's
is
another
on
attack from him too
Evos
as well.
now. 6 minutes
What?
in, almost a 5,000 gold lead, Arashi.
Yeah, it's coming up
It's
to
5,000,
5,000.
and if they want to try and turn it around by getting a shutdown, they have I guess it's a burst damage available, long range as well with the Feather Airstrike and the Renner's Apathy, but no one is able to set it up. Kyrie has been flying around uncontested. Keyboy has been just standing in front of them, and there's no punish. There's no way for Evos to try and effectively use their crowd control without risking getting counter-engaged, letting Boots and Kyrie and CW just run around uncontested.
That's why the
Kyrie's
Kaja
just
pick, honestly, for Onic, that was
pressuring.
brilliant, right? Because they did have the
And even
opportunity to
really
go for something like the
contesting.
Kufra,
It's a
but
third turtle
they took
fight.
the Kaja
Are they
away
gonna fight it
from
or no?
Evos, denying that lockdown. And without the lockdown, with Evos Legends forcing to pick up the
Yeah, it's another
Lolita,
free turtle.
Dreams doesn't really have an impact just yet.
Oh, look at this, man. They go for what side?
even on
And
blast
that's a
side
kill
cuts,
right there.
deleted. Just deleted.
And another
Onic
turret,
5,000
5K
gold
gold
lead
leader
now
now
again,
already.
just suffocating Evos Legends. Even up
Boots
top,
on
Boots,
Taz.
there's nothing that Taz can do. The team doesn't even want to go for it because they need to defend
That's a
the
top
threat
side
in the bottom
probably,
lane where
unless-
CW is going to be
Nope,
able to munch
Kyrie's
on
coming
the
up.
turret. Base turret in the 8th minute
Already
of the game.
8 minutes and CW's got pushed that much.
CW
They
moves
are-
on forward.
oh my
The Bulwark
God.
saves him for a bit. But it is inevitable.
That
CW
is
will be
a
able to find that
almost
kill.
going to 7K
Base
gold
turret,
lead.
8
That's
minutes.
insane.
That's unreal, man. They're just so dominant. Look at how they're positioning. CW and Keyboy, they're just standing in front of 3 members with as if they understand and they know for sure that Evos won't do anything. They just stand there and said, what? What's up? What you gonna do? Nothing. They won't do anything. They can't do anything. And
contested.
CW right
Dreams
now,
and
they're just
Taz right
taking down
here.
these turrets one by one, man.
Oh, but he
CW.
has to be careful here. Even so, right, the positioning is very important, but Kyrie finds
There's
Taz
Kyrie
and
finding out
Dreams.
and Dreams dead.
That's
Half
a
in the
roamer.
lift,
That's
yep.
your frontliner. If he's deleted like that, Sans with a phantom execution actually steals it away, jumps forward. Keyboy is the man
Almost
who's
8K
sieging the
gold,
mid lane
so-
tier 2 down.
Now it's 8K gold.
They are delegating these tasks to people who shouldn't be taking turrets, to people who shouldn't be assassins. But if you're 8,000 gold ahead, you can do it, Kyrie!
And this another kill for
What?
Kyrie.
Say goodbye to Hijime, the only
9
man with a
minutes.
kill on the side of Evos Legends, has been taken down like that.
Wow, man.
Is that damage? Kyrie going in. You can see the level disparity as well from both of the junglers. Kyrie level 13, Taz level 11. They're 2 levels behind. Sans gets a pick.
Divine Judgment as well. That's all the weakness points popped in, but CW doesn't do too much damage. Crossbow tank not gonna be ready, but now it's gonna be Kyrie who jumps in. Hijime losing a whole lot of his HP bar. CW taken low. Sight cuts, terrified. So he
That
cannot
is
follow
almost
through with
10K
the
gold
bravest
lead.
fighter. Onic
Almost
still very well
10K
in control, but Evos
in
Legends
minutes.
are able to push them away from
Actually
that
crazy.
mid lane base turret.
They're only able to get 1 kill from Evos Legends, but that's enough. They were
Honestly,
asserting their
crazy.
dominance all the way, man. Just showing that it doesn't matter. Even if you get damage off on us, we won't let you get this cure. 8.5k gold right now with the Lord available. Onic isn't even going for it just yet. They want to make sure that whatever they do, it's for maximum value and maximum damage for Evos Legends. They might try and go for one more pickoff before going for this. Otherwise, they might try and force
Just
Evos
free
Legends to a
Lord for them
difficult
too.
position. And if they really don't want to, it's
I
going
don't
to be a
think they're
free,
gonna contest it at
very
all.
quick Lord take and straight back to the macro play,
Yeah, they
to
don't
the
even look
lane
like they're
pressure
contesting
again
it.
from Onic,
Free
where
Lord.
everything is just so efficient. There's not a single second wasted.
Nope, not at all. That's the first Lord, uncontested. For Onic, Evos had
Onic
zero
is playing
solution.
so well right now.
And at this point, it didn't seem like they could contest it either.
Look at the player's gold by Uber's gold, man. Psychots is the second lowest amount of gold available in this team, in this game right now. And it's just not a good situation, because usually Psychots is the one making these plays happen. When he gets ahead, he is able to be a lot more bolder with his positioning, with his playmaking. Now that is not available at all. It all comes down to Dreams and Taz.
Another airstrike popped into Sans right there, who takes a lot of the
Honestly.
damage, but is able to clear the waves.
If they could pick up a mess up, that would
Onic
be good on
with the siege, now with the Lord
Evos,
now
but
marching down, bottom lane.
doubt it from how Onic
8
plays.
minutes, they were able to take that base turret down, which means they did not even need a Lord. Now with the Lord, they're able to take the base turret in the mid lane. 11 minutes. Will Onic try to end the game?
can't end it.
CW already rotating up top, taking the
They can't
third
end it right now.
base turret
You know,
in
Forrester
the
doesn't have
11th
ulti, they
minute
can't
of the
end it
game.
right now.
Brands
Forrester
with the
doesn't have
shot,
ulti back.
connecting onto CW, threading the needle. He's gonna need more than that to take Onic down, but Evos Legends live for another day.
An
I held my
11k
breath there as
gold.
Kyrie went in for the cables, but he doesn't decide to
Jesus
commit.
Christ.
Still
11k.
hovering over Evos Legends. Taz now with the Thorn Rose, able to connect for Keyboy. Tells you where the
Good
mic
boy
tag
died.
falls. It's gonna be Sans with the now blast
Good boy
on the back line.
died.
With CW doing some damage. Kyrie
Kyrie
takes
died,
Taz
the
down.
boost is
With the now
died.
blast back to respond it over to Onic. Evos Legends once again able to defend,
Boots
but the
with the
crossbow
kill.
of Tang onto Brands, taking him
Not
down.
bad, dude.
Dreams, Psychots, and Hijime against CW and Sans. They're gonna jump in. CW still able to kite away right now, but Psychots should be
From
able to deal
Curry,
with him.
and that's
Unless
1, 2 from Curry.
has something to say
And
about
that
it.
is an in already.
Game 1 for Onic.
That was
12
huge.
minutes.
That was a good play
Into the
from great play from
grand
Curry to end the
finals,
game.
Mirko
Great play from
Arashi.
Curry.
12 minutes.
This is supposedly the two
12
toughest,
minutes is all
best
it
teams
took.
in the
It's
playoffs, and Onic made it look beyond
insane.
easy. What was that,
Honestly.
man? At every single turn, they just had full control. At the end, they lost 2 members.
Insane
It
to
doesn't
see
matter. 2v3, 2v4, we'll take
How
those fights.
fast and
We'll
disciplined they
outclass you
are.
completely. And yes, you talked about Goni saying that Onyx sets the tone with the first game.
Right, second game is.
But they have some plans to try and amend the situation ever so slightly.
But how do they do that, right? Because coming back to your point there in that first turtle, the problem was Dreams was forced to recall, right? And that kind of shifted that momentum onto Onic. Somehow, Valentina Sans was able to chunk Dreams so low that he had to recall, and therefore they didn't end up setting up for that turtle. And then after that, it felt like Onic were able to control just the entire direction of the games. Like you mentioned, they're so good at reading the opponent's gameplay and avoiding what they want. So coming here into game number 2, honestly, I feel like Evos need to think of more dimensions to their drafts. They can't go for one goal. Let's say go for team fight heavy, because Onic are so good at outmaneuvering that situation. But here we go, Onic with the first pick, Evos with the second, as they have swapped sides here for game number 2. Claude Faramis going to be the choice of ban here for Onic. Meanwhile, Evos go for the Joy and the Fredrin ban.
There you go. Same exact bans as game number 1, right? Even though they've swapped sides, Evos and Onic are going to go for the same exact bans. I mean, man, Onic, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They're taking it to another level. Claude Faramis and Minsathar. And it is going to be the 1-1 respected over this time. It's so strange to see a 1-1 ban in the playoffs because of how bad the 1-1 win rate has been. But hey, if it's CW, we mentioned it, you gotta ban it away, and Onic now will not be able to pick it up.
But they still have a chance to pick up that Valentina. And on that note, Eterna, as you mentioned, what can they do? Get some wave clear, get some more reliable crowd control. So even if you want to go for a
Stars
good
banned,
team
so they're gonna
fight
pick
crowd
up like an
control, you
assassin
need to
type
make
of
sure
hero
that
for
the hero
carry.
is also flexible enough to try and go for pickoffs,
Yeah,
for example.
first pick is
This is exactly
great.
why Onic has been banning away the Mincetar, for example, a hero that can do more than just one thing. That flexibility is something that Evos can definitely use against a team that's so crafty like Onic. But this is going to be the signature Melissa picked up by CW, by Onic.
You take the one away, but you completely forget about the Melissa, the hero that definitely gives brands nightmares, right? The last time they met, 2v1, Melissa CW was able to beat brands, surviving as well. So now what does Evos want to take? Against a Melissa, no Claude. They can go for the Beatrix in the
Let's do
third
like a
pick,
Brody.
but I think the Farsa and the
Or
Lapu
Brody
should
or a
come through here for
Popo
Evos
for at least
again.
gold lane.
And it will.
For the Farsa Lapu again.
On point there. Farsa and the Lapu Lapu is going to be the choice once again for Evos, which leaves the Valentino.
The marksman
opened
pickup
up
should
for
be like a
Onic to pick
Popo
up.
though.
We saw
Or
that
Brody.
the Farsa has been a really good pick so far during the playoffs, but with the Valentino on the other side, with the Valentino who has more flex potential, more creativity when it comes down to it, I feel like it is more trial, honestly, at this point. But Onic here, they go for a completely different route here. They go for the Kadita instead. It can be flexed between Sans as well as Keyboy. And that just adds another layer that Evos need to read out.
This is one of the most annoying things from Onic, man. This Kadita pick, able to be put in so many situations. They go for the glue as well, because keep in mind, Boots on that glue was able to pressure very, very hard. But Onic can very easily flex this around, and now Evos are the ones just concerned. What do they want to do? What can they get right now? Are they going to predict correctly? One more pick right here, and I think they want to get something with some crowd control, because Glue and Kadita, you need something to shut down the movement of both these heroes.
I think Miracle mentioned picking up the Beatrix here in the first phase before it gets eliminated by Onic through the second. I think that's the wisest plan that they can go for. But even then, the Beatrix is so susceptible to that dive coming in from the Kadita. So Evos go for a Diggy instead.
There you go.
Instead of going for crowd control and counter engage, they just go for the security, the safety. This Diggy was banned away by Onic as a final ban in game number 1. And now without the chance for Onic to get an easy initiation, the tables are kind of turned ever so slightly here with this Diggy pick. But now we get into the banning phase, and we'll see what these coaches really think their opposition is going to do.
Should be the Valentino ban that comes through here for Evos Legends. Already picking up a Diggy, massive ultimate that I believe they do not want to give over to Onic. Knowing that the Kadita is still a very good flex pick, it has to be banned out here.
As well.
Maybe for Onic, it should just be respect towards brands. Right? Carry, maybe, Beatrix. Or, okay, the Beatrix comes through. Do they want to double down on it though? Do they want to go for the carry? Because I honestly feel like if you have a player as good as CW on the Melissa, let the carry go. Let him bully the carry. Give him this lane. And for Evos, they go for the Hayabusa first, but the Valentino really needs to be respected here. The Haya, sure, but they need to go for it, right?
Right now,
I would ban
there is
Valentino,
still
but
the
it's
Fanny
still
once again up in the air.
iffy because
If
Fanny's
Onic
up
want to
there.
go full pick off, full dive, then they can go
what's your
with
command?
They
the
pick up
Fanny, but
Fanny.
Evos are gonna opt to ban it out this time around.
Yeah, they say no thanks, man. So right now, without the signature Fredrin pick for Onic, there seems to be a very aggressive composition still. And keep in mind, the Lancelot is available, but Evos can pick that away first. So we'll see what Onic goes for here. Will be another assassin. Will be assassin for sure. I think it's going to be more of utility. Or if they really want to,
Akai,
I
not
was going to
bad.
say gold laner, but Akai will be banned away, ensuring that they can get the pickoffs they want. There won't be a pesky Panda just like absorbing damage, spinning around, purifying the crowd control, and getting away.
They've left the Valentina up for grabs here for Onic to take. That flex pick of the Kadita could work. Evos Legends now, they can go for a carry, which I think makes the most sense. I don't think you want to go for the Brody here in this game. You can bring the Purify with the carry, and you can shred through the glue. They will go for the Martis first, though. Again, just securing a proper hero into the jungle, a hero that can look for these contests. Onic with the response. Valentina could be picked up with the jungler. Now the jungler is what's going to be interesting here. I think the easiest route for Onic would just be Lance.
Yeah, the Lance can work, absorb
Lance
damage,
could be
pressure
picked up
the
by
backline
Kyrie.
members,
Yeah,
considering this a
he
very
makes sense to
vulnerable
pick up.
Forza and potentially one more vulnerable gold laner. But we'll see what they want to do, because I feel like if they go for the Valentina, this
pack
also
with the
sets
easy
them up for a
burst
very
damage though.
squishy composition, and it can be very easily punished by the feather airstrikes, by the Martis. So we go.
Yeah, Lance.
Lancelot and the
Hilda.
Hilda, actually, so they want to get a lot more tankiness, and this is going to be a mid lane Kadita.
All right, so the Hilda and the Lancelot here are going to be the pickup for Onic. Very interesting pick for the Hilda. It can and should be able to rush out the time bombs of the Diggy and put some pressure onto the Forza in that back line. Evos, however, they're going to respond
Moskov.
with a Moskov.
Cool.
First time in the playoffs. We haven't seen the Moskov at all in the playoffs, and here it is, ladies and gentlemen. No carry. Moskov into a Melissa. It's another laner that does okay, I would say, against the Melissa.
It has good teamfight presence as well, and a bit more crowd control, considering that the team composition of Onic, they still want to try and run towards you, right? Glue, Hilda, and Kadita to a degree, they don't really disappear behind you, they just run at you. So the Moskov maybe can provide enough crowd control and mobility for brands to kite away and survive these long team fights.
Ladies and gentlemen, though, we are getting ready to get into game number 2. Still a build-up, a best of 7 is what we're going to be playing out in the grand finals. Here it is. Will Onic be able to get one step closer to a back-to-back trophy for MPL Indonesia as we enter the land of Dawn for the Rumble in the jungle? Game number 2.
Welcome once again to the land of Dawn here. Once again, between the Yellow Porcupines and the White Tigers. And taking a look at this, once again, Kyrie very interestingly goes in for assumingly the Tancelot build here. Demon Slayer on the Lancelot. It's not the aggressive assassins that we're used to for Kyrie in particular. So there's a lot of emphasis here on the neutral objective take.
Keep in mind, Kyrie has gone and went with a bit of a hybrid build, a bit more tankiness and some damage, but now Hejime gets jumped on and he needs to be very careful. Keyboy has that concussive blast, and in the early stage, that allows this Hilda to be absolutely oppressive, and Taz will definitely start feeling it as Keyboy just trails behind him.
This is what I've also noticed here, Arashi, when we see a Diggy, especially in the hands of Evos, right? They always rotate towards the EXP lane first. A lot of emphasis perhaps on getting that level 4 as soon as possible before the neutral objective contest.
That is a valid play for sure, and also gives Psychots a chance to get ahead in the lane, which is usually a big win condition. But look at Brands.
Kill right there.
Again, see Brands, who will be first blood eaten up by Kyrie on the Tancelot. Sure, it may be a Tancelot, it might be a Demon Slayer, but last time we saw Kyrie play it, he was able to assassinate a whole lot of targets, and hey, he's doing it again.
It's definitely the case, and there's no real easy counter. Yes, Taz with the Mortal Coil can be a bit of a nuisance, but for the most part, he has tools available for the outplays, and Keyboy finds Brands. There's a lot of damage.
Oh my god, there's no way they're going to be able to kill Brands again right as he respawns!
Brands get killed again.
Brands is down again. 2 deaths, 2 minutes.
So brutal. That's so brutal. And now Evos are looking for a trade here onto the Turtle. They're gonna get it. But in the grand scheme of things, losing Brands 2 times in a row for the first 2 minutes of the game, it's a little hasty, but at least Evos
And
get
they
a little bit
retaliated
in
at
return.
least.
Hejime picking up that kill, catching CW off guard, but on the other side, Sans putting in that work, trying to match the roam potential from Hejime, and so far it's a lot more competitive. You do see Evos Legends getting those trade-offs, so adjustments have been made for sure. But again, Brands not doing so hot right now. That could be fatal in the mid game. We all know how these gold inners like to start roaming and start to impact the rest of the map.
Look at Taz though. Munching on the turret goal right now as Keyboy is
Yeah,
going to be stunned
Keyboy
up.
gone.
Brands trying to look for the pin down. The
Nope.
spear, but will not be able to find it as CW rotates over as well. Here, Kyrie has been able to get the steal as well on the orange buff. Like we mentioned earlier, the trades happening will mean that Onic will still be able to grasp that gold lead, have a solid grasp onto the gold lead.
Look at how Kibo is playing right now. Yes, he's taking a lot of time, a lot of damage coming in from Evos Legends, but he's also exposing them, making sure that his team knows exactly what to expect. They won't get caught off guard, but Sans gets bursted down.
No retreat and no ulti.
Luckily, still able to get
No
away
ulti from
with
the
his
Parson, no
ultimate
retreat
there.
from the Martyrs, but there's no
Kyrie
ulti.
once again aggressive.
Yeah.
Cyclops too.
Kratos
That was
Spider
a nice
finding the kill.
dive.
Evos Legends finally on the
That
board.
was a
3
good
to 2
dive.
is the score, but Kyrie is looking for Psychot. Kyrie gonna be stunned up. Has the Thorn Rose, utilizes it, but doesn't want to go. Doesn't want to overcommit. Understanding he is still in the lead, he'd much rather just clear his jungle camps.
But this does slow down Onic's pace a little bit here. You can see it was almost a 3,000 gold lead for Onic in this early stage of the game. It has been reduced to only 1,600. You can see now that Brands is slowly but surely building back up. He was a level below of CW earlier on before, but he's actually been able to level that as Kyrie goes in
stole
for
it.
the steal.
Whenever someone gets ahead, whenever someone gets behind, you can know that Onic will definitely start to punish. Keyboy almost goes for dreams,
he
but
sprints up.
now with the Diggy being so low. Turtle play.
Time journey getting popped in. Finds some execution to the back line. Dreams not gonna fall right there. It's gonna be Keyboy who actually gets taken down by the feathered airstrike. Spear destruction popped in, but Taz will be the one who loses his life. Onic here. Sans 1v1 against Psychot. Breath of the Ocean popped in. Sans with the recalls right in the face of Psychot. He's been training with the man for SEA Games. The man's ruthless.
There's a lot of attitude as well by Keyboy again. It's a little more aggressive Keyboy here coming into the playoffs this season. A lot of recalls, a lot of taunts, and he's showing once again the dominance that he has on the opponents, trying to play the mental game as well. Now, though, 2,600 gold lead for Onic, as Dreams is trying to help Brands get more ahead if possible, realizing that Brands on the Moskov, very weak in the early game, requires a lot of farm, just like the Melissa here. But it does seem like they're going to try and funnel this mid side towards him too.
Evos Legends grouping up together, perhaps to try and catch Onic off guard, get a trap on maybe Keyboy or Boots, who will be moving aggressively. But you can see for Onic, there's no need to do that right now, so they don't. They have no idea if the buff is up. They have no idea if anyone's low there. And unless they do, they don't make the play happen. But once they do, look at how fast Kyrie comes in to try and deny Taz yet again. He's all the way on the top side and his buffs get taken away. If you look at the items right here, it's quite a bit of the gold disparity between the two junglers. It's almost 1,000 at this point. Not a single item completed for Taz, which means that with the Sky Guardian helmet, Kyrie will be able to stay in the map for a lot longer.
Oh man, Kyrie with a phantom execution there, just taking the damage onto Evos as they try their best to look for an opening here. That's giving the feather airstrike popped in. CW looking for a 2v1 in that situation, trying to replicate what he did previously against Evos, but this time it will not work.
It doesn't work. He gets taken down, and a previous 2,000 gold gap between the gold laners has shrunk down to 1,000.
About 1,000.
So Evos now, they're going to be able to catch up sooner or later if Onic make mistakes like that here. 3 seconds left onto the next turtle to spawn here. Kyrie in a 1v4 and still not able to be taken down, as both of these teams will be dancing around this turtle.
Ooh, that's a better airstrike being used already though, and look at Keyboy.
Oh, man.
There you go, already very
Keyboy's
aggressive.
being aggressive.
Sans on the back with the Breath of the Ocean. Brands gets out right now. Psychot is able to dash in. Sans will just
Sans
recall in front of their faces. This time he will fall though. Kyrie looking for the retribution right now. Has the phantom execution. Has the level lead. Will be able to secure it for his team. As
Kyrie
Onic
got the
will
turtle.
disengage. Keyboy looking for more right now as he jumps onto Taz. That's gonna be the phantom execution. The Thorn Rose again from Kyrie. Waiting for the retribution, wanting to steal this purple buff. He will not be able to find it. Taz takes it. Hijime with a feather airstrike now. Putting some damage down. What happened to the back?
Gets another
Keyboy
kill.
getting the damage done to take Hijime out.
Man, it just seems like they really know what they want to do. In the previous game, they were able to pick one member and start shutting him down. In this game, it really seems like it's Hijime. They are giving him some kills right here. He is 3-0 earlier, but realistically, in a big fight, with Glue and Hilda running at you as a Farsa, there's no way you're going to be able to do any optimal amount of damage.
Oh my god, Kyrie steals the orange even without Retribution.
Yikes.
He used the Retribution onto Taz. That's how confident he is. Right now in this mid lane, they're able to get another
That's
turret.
good.
And that's a 5,000 gold lead here, Rashi.
5,000, and worst of all, it's 5,000
I
in the
mean-
hands of the right people. It's in the hands of CW, it's in the hands of Kyrie, and those two alone can swing the tides
I
of
would
the
say
game
this
so
game
much.
is
You said that Kyrie was able to go for
closer
the mutual
and
objectives without,
Closer in depth than
you know,
last
risking
game.
anything really. And Sans, of course,
Even
he is still
though
available. He hasn't been doing a
it's
lot of
not that
damage
it's
just yet, but that
5K
will change
gold
soon enough
difference.
once he gets a bit, he
Better
gets a
than
bit
last
more
game,
items.
they had like a
The
10k, 12k
unfortunate
gold
thing
difference
about
at the
this
end.
game right now is
So
the fact
huge.
that 2 of the members of Evos Legends has the most damage dealt. But the problem is the targeting, right? They're only able to put that damage onto Keyboy, onto Boots. As he just does this, he recalls, he triggers, he opens up the map, he baits resources. That's the purpose of Keyboy so far, and it has been working for them. Hijime pops in the Feather Airstrike a lot earlier, even before the team fight begins, and that damage, that initial plan to utilize the Farsa to zone out CW in the backline, that gets taken out.
Hasn't been working so far. And if we had a heat map for the members of Evos Legends, you're gonna see that there's a very minimum movement in the jungle, man. Onic has been so determined to zone them out, and look at this. 2 members going on the Lord, everyone else just pushing all 3 lanes, no problem.
Oh my god.
Yes, it's
Keyboy's
a
doing
slow
damage, you know?
save.
Even though it may not seem like he does damage
he
here,
was
he's doing emotional
really
damage.
trying to get
Literally
away.
just walking around, recalling in their faces, running around again, baiting them, giving Onic so much space to get a Lord for free. And on top of that, he's flashing the M1 emote.
Oh my god.
That's
That
personal.
hurts.
Look, Sans as well. Hey. Oh my god.
This guy, he was
Gila Sans.
he was caught earlier. Instead of trying to struggle, trying to escape, he just stands there and recalls. So yeah, they're definitely doing something else. As Hijime once again gets zoned out. Looking at the items right here, it's still a glass cannon for CW with the highest claws. So there's still potential, but look at Sans. What is it doing, man?
He gets
Stop,
full
Sans.
HP
Just
back again.
recall.
That's what he's doing. He is.
Oh,
Boots is
man.
joining in. No, Boots, you're the cold one. You don't do that. Hey, we're all
Oh,
just
the
feeling
M1.
it. The M1 emotes coming in. Kyrie even using the Phantom Execution there. Onic are playing with Evos Legends.
They've
They are
all
literally
spammed except, I
just
think,
playing
Kyrie
with them.
and
Look at
CW.
Keyboy and Sans.
If Gani was here, he'd be saying they're toying with their food. But you can see here the Lord marching down there in the bottom side. See Hijime already opening up that Feather Airstrike. That's a resource they can't use to zone them out of the inhibitor turret.
Okay, Kyrie looking for the damage right now. Sans is still recalling. Now finally disengaging. Bravest Fighter gonna be popped in to clear the Lord out in Onic. Will we be able to utilize that 8,000 gold lead to get all tier 2s with the first Lord? So not as dominant as game number 1, but still very dominant.
I think that's partially an adaptation from the side of Evos Legends, because keep in mind, if Evos force a fight right here, it might not go in their way. If you look at Onic, it's what we said again and again. They just waited for the right opportunity. If it's not there, they just stand in front of you and recall, man. They're chill. They just keep doing this. And once they see an opportunity, that's where they actually go in and make that decisive play before you even know it. And now they're locking Evos Legends in their own base as Kyrie and CW are just all around trying to get more items, more of a gold lead. With 3 members only, they're able to keep Evos Legends stuck right there in front of their base.
Man, and they just regen up, right? With the pokes coming in from the Diggy, all Boots needs to do is skill 1, and he just regenerates back all that HP. But we would like to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, that both of these teams are going to be our representatives here, the Indonesian representatives for these SEA Games as well. So not just MSC, but also the SEA Games. But whoa.
They're going in right now. Taz is going to be taking that damage. The Models is able to shred them down, but Keyboy has been taken down. Onic unable to find a kill back for now. But they are looking for some more. That's going to be the base server taken down at CW, with the Models is able to find Taz in the back. Boots with a flicker forward. Brands with the Inspire. Boots getting brought back, but the damage comes through once again for the side of Onic. They take the base turret and they leave. They will just go and put their sights onto the enhanced Lord.
All that for what? For the roamer. Keyboy, man. He's just so good at making sure that, okay, we'll give you something, just nothing of value. Loses his life as the Hilda, doesn't matter. He's back up right now. Evos is down a base turret far away from the neutral objectives. If this comes down to a Lord dance, Onic, once again, has already set up themselves for success. But they seem to be bursting it down directly right here. It's going to be a very, very fast Lord. And Onic is back to corralling Evos Legends back to where they belong. Back into their base.
10,000 gold lead, Arashi. Mirko, 10,000.
I think the longest I've seen in playoffs was 13. They might overtake that.
This is insane. Looking at the in-game equipment here, you can already see the disparity, Arashi.
It's just so different. And for Evos Legends, who is exactly going to be in the front line? Yes, Taz can do so with the Athena shield and the blade armor, but overall, it's not nearly enough. Cyclops, on the other hand, it's a bit different. Now he has magical defense, but he has no physical defense. So if he just comes in with the bravest fighter and he does not land a perfect combo, he gets zoned out ever so slightly by the go away, he's done. And now he doesn't have it anymore, and Onic make their move.
Brands with the spear, able to knock Kyrie back, but it's going to be the base turret taken down, whether you like it or not. Bottom lane, that's going to be the Enhanced Lord as well, marching down with Sans recalling, dealing emotional damage as Lord tries to take the base down. CW now with the model placement on point. Taz is going to be taken very low, and the burst comes in from Sans. Unable to hit onto anyone, but it means the base turret will be all taken down. Mid, bot, and top. Now they're crashing in. CW has been given all the space necessary. The reverse time buys a little more time, but the go away is right there.
CW.
The decimation takes him out. Kyrie on the base, looking for the end right now. It might just be a throw. Never mind. Onic just stomp after stomp, playing with their food, showboating everything. Yet they do not get punished.
At the end, there wasn't even a big engage, right? They just went in, dived in. There was no CC at all. It was just pure damage.
What the heck?
And pure sustainability coming in from Keyboy, the Hilda, to rush into that back line. And the Muddles placement, the fact that they were all clumped up together, it just really was the cherry on top. And even if Taz was able to get CW off the board there, Kyrie was already focused on the objective, focused on the prize, and that was the base turret, Arashi. It was a 13-minute game, so it was a minute longer, but that is all Evos were able to get.
That is insane, man. Coach Age, despite his best efforts, that's how he gets. He only got 1 minute. That is insane. The objective-centric gameplay here. It doesn't seem like they're playing objectively, but keep in mind, why were Evos all grouping together? Why were they not spreading apart? Why were they not split pushing? Because if they do, Onic will just end the game. This is what they're able to do by hyper-focusing on the objectives that matter the most. In the end, it's always that base. If it gets taken out, it's over. Evos tried their best to clear the waves, to try and deter the members of Onic. And you saw, with the mid-base turret still standing, Onic were able to do damage, but they never committed anything. They just kept doing damage and moved back, bought enough time for that base turret, and then from there, it's all back to the same situation. They wait for the opportunity, do damage, and if Evos wants to go for a big team fight, a big crowd control, sure, they can do that, but then CW, so far backwards, will be able to land the models and just completely decimate everything. Everything is just so well thought out.
I don't think we've seen this kind of like dominance ever, man. In the playoffs, 0 losses so far, and it doesn't even feel close. Usually, even when teams go and clean sweep their opponents, it's still kind of a bit longer games, a bit back and forth. There's a fight. There is a fight. Here, the fight was given by Onic. Like, they were actually just recalling and giving some of the kills over. It seems that way. What the heck?
I don't know, because even when we saw Onic, was it 2 seasons ago or last season ago when they made it to the grand finals with RQ?
Yeah,
because that was 4-1, but those games were really long, right?
There were some close ones.
There were some close ones, but this was a landslide victory for Onic. so far, it has been a stomp 2 games in a row. But remember, okay, now we'll see if Evos' passive turns on.
Oh.
2-0 already.
Are they gonna wait for 3-0 though?
Yeah, we
wait
can.
for
That's
match
why.
point.
Because final
we can
match
go
point-
for a handicap +1 because it's a best of 7. It's not a best of 5.
It's like the mythical team, me, Mirko, right? The mythical characters. Match point Evos.
Match point
They're
Evos.
just so good right now during match point only.
I really hope they show up though during like
Exactly.
for
I mean,
match point because, hey man, right now it's not looking good at all for Evos Legends. The thing is, even if it's 2-0, it's fine as long as it's close, right?
exactly.
Right. Thing is, it's not close. It's not close at all.
My concern, right?
It's not even far. That's how far it is.
not
You can't
even
even
far.
use far to determine or to describe how far it is.
Oh, they got additional 2 minutes.
2 minutes. All
2
right.
minutes. It's not 1 minute, Arashi. They got 2 minutes. It's okay.
Not bad, not bad.
not bad.
Maybe we'll get 2 more minutes next,
Hopefully.
next game. Taking out the items though, like we mentioned, everyone is just so low on gold that they can't really afford to have all the items required to actually deal with all the damage. And keep in mind, this Lancelot by Kyrie, yes, it's tanky, but at the same time, Rose Gold, Thunderbelt, and War Axe, it's a lot more of an aggressive build, I believe, compared to Janna QD, for example. So he definitely has a best of both worlds situation. Goes for the Sky Guarder helmet so early on, just to ensure that he is always around the map, that any distance, any control task relinquishes towards him, he will take without a doubt. And on that note, everyone else, man, there's just a lot of damage, and Sans only has the Divine Glaive on top of the combo with the Genius One and the Clock of Destiny Lightning Truncheon combo. Wait, they didn't have the Lightning Truncheon, sorry. Clock of Destiny, Genius One, and then Divine Glaive. That in itself is enough to do a lot of damage, not for the main front lines though, who actually built up that Athena shield. But that's a problem, when Sans cannot one-shot you, then he doesn't go for it. He
Oh,
just
that's true.
stands there and recalls. So he just does what will
Sans
work,
was
and if
just
it doesn't
proving that he
work,
was
he'll just
better.
find something else. And that is something that I think Evos might want to try and emulate, because so far, they're just getting denied anything that they planned
Sans
on.
was just showing he
If you
was
look
better.
at this, the post-game stats, man, 918 goals per minute and 60,000 damage as the Melissa. In the grand scheme of things, that's not even that big.
No.
60,000? That's relatively low from all the games we've seen in the playoffs so far. But that's just a problem. Onic doesn't really care about getting a lot of damage, getting a lot of big team
Team
fights.
fighting,
Like
yeah.
you mentioned, right? There wasn't a big engage right there. They just
No.
slowly but surely whittle you down, force you to sacrifice a member or two again and again and end the game.
And like 918 GPM for any other gold laner is the drafting phase. Onic now with the first pick once again, like game number 2.
Blood flame
Evos
is
with the
joy.
second. And we can already see the bans coming through as well. The Claude, the Faramis is going to be the choice of ban here from Onic.
See value in
Once
me?
again, Evos with the Joy and the Fredrin. If it's going to be the same bans over, it's going to be a Mincetar ban from Onic and a 1-1 ban from Evos Legends.
What do you do
Mincetar
now,
banned by Onic.
Rashi? What do you do now? Like for real, right? Evos Legends have been stomped 2 games in a row with the same exact first phase bans. Even when they changed, nothing seems to work. What do they do?
I think at this
May the
point,
blood of
what they've
my
been doing is trying to have like
enemies
an
flow from my
all-rounded,
spirit.
you know, better
It's
rounded
Turbo.
composition. But it seems like Onic is just completely
One
outclassed
back,
in the
same
execution
first
department.
space versus
So I think at this
game
point,
2.
considering they've tried a lot of things, one thing they haven't tried is going all in one direction. We've seen that although that when Onic gets put in that situation, they know how to grab the
Look for auto
composition and
up.
can avoid the very thing that Evos needs to win. But I think Evos needs to try and find a bit more clarity in how they want to approach this. If they try and match the macro pressure, match the neutral objective control from Onic, I feel like it's just too difficult to do so as of right now.
And with that being said here, Arashi, right? With the Melissa pickup here from Onic, they can replicate the same thing if they want to. Evos, do they still want to stick with the Farsa and the Lapu Lapu?
They kind of have to against a Melissa.
I think Lapu Lapu maybe could be changed to something else, but Farsa I think is a very good weapon. Although for Evos now, putting a bit more prio in the gold lane department, having a Beatrix that can contest in the wave clear department, paired with a bit of a crowd control, can definitely take control of a lane, burst someone down. We'll see if this actually works out though.
Oh, we do have a comment here by Zaysto here, Miracle. Onic is indeed very strong, but I still feel that Evos can win.
Oh.
Agree or disagree?
Well, can win, obviously, right? Everyone can win, but it's a 1% chance right now that Evos are sitting on. And again, that's just a fact currently. Looking at Onic's performance, looking at Evos' performance, looking at their games, Onic were literally playing with their food in the last game. Now with the Farsa and Beatrix, it's two picks that are so vulnerable to a huge song that Onic can definitely pick up right here with the Valentina too. But they go for the Arlet. So again, a hero that can dive towards that back line that is super,
That's a very
super
divey
vulnerable.
composition
And
right
also,
there.
it's a good Arlet pick here, taking it away from Evos because the Arlet does pretty well against the Melissa.
It's a great hero for sure, depending on the
I am the
situation.
power
But
of
Evo
light
is
and
getting a
time.
counter this
Tajo,
time,
Tajo's not
ensuring
bad,
that any assassin presence from Kyrie might just be deterred enough to not make it to the Land of Dawn. Now on the second banning phase, we'll see what both teams trying to target for. But on that note, Eterna, you're talking about exactly that. They've been essentially playing around with Evos and still having a dominant performance. I was saying that, is that the reason CW was getting caught 3 times? He's trying to make a point that you can pick me off, but you won't get anything afterwards. Kind of exposing the timing of Evos, and if Onic can just do it so much better.
That's the thing, right? Even coming into the drafts here, Evos are looking to change things around, right? Because in the previous game, in the second phase, they opted to just try and shut down a Kyrie. The Haya the Fanny was the choice of ban here, but Evos now, they're gonna go for the Kufra ban, taking it away from Keyboy. Onic gonna respond with a Masha ban. Very interesting here.
It is a hero that Psychots has used before, so that is that could be possibly the mindset behind it. I do like, though, the fact that Evos is targeting Keyboy a bit more, because let's be real, one of the main success keys for Onic is when Keyboy gets to make those plays, when he has something that he can use to completely abuse the situation, like the Hilda, for example. Even though it's not engaging, it was still something that Evos couldn't deal with. So trying to shut him down in the drafting phase, I feel like could work, depending on the situation, of course.
But with that, why didn't they just opt for the Hilda ban here, Mirko?
I don't know. The Hilda ban here, I feel like for Evos, right? We're talking about Evos. I think setting up for a Fanny is what they're doing right now with the Ruby and the Kufra pick. I think with the Kaja and the Farsa, they're going to be able to back up their jungler really well in the early stage of the game, so they're not really concerned with the Hilda. Meanwhile, though, I think they should be really concerned for their XP lane, because right now, the reason Onic hasn't banned out the Lapu is because they want to face the Lapu. The Arlet does super well against these passive XP laners like the Lapu. Lapu needs to wait for level 4. Meanwhile, Arlet can absolutely bully this Lapu. Onic can go for the Yuzong ban right now for themselves, a good lane against the Arlet, and give the Arlet just free reign. Or they could go possibly for a glue, but the Yuzong just does a bit better. Can also go through the go away with the Black Dragon form.
Called it perfectly, Mirko. And that's what they're doing, right? Usually they leave the last pick for Boots, but putting Arlet in his hands, they want to make sure he does have that solid lane. It is a big win condition for Boots. So we'll see for Evos, what can they get to try and face that? The Masha and the Yutong, two of the most oppressive EXP laners have been banned away. The Terizla is something they could try and use, but it can work, right? Looking at the situation, looking at the composition Onic has, everyone will be clumped up together. It's something they can try and experiment with.
It is a possibility, the Terizla. It doesn't really work with the Melissa, though. So they can try and hope to win that lane, but they still need a different answer for the Melissa. So they're just gonna go double down onto the Lapu Lapu here for the EXP lane in the hopes that they can find something later on after the laning phase. Here for Onic, though, they can
check out the more of
close
the
it out
EXP laners.
with a pick for
The rest they took out
Keyboy
the
and a pick
roamers.
for Kyrie. With a
Ruby and
really
Kufra
good
ban.
high ground coming in from Evos, they need someone to be able to dive through that. Do they want to go for an assassin, or do they want to go for something like the Martis or Nakai that can just disrupt and go for more objectives?
Hayabusa works really well here for Onic, and then they can pick up, or maybe even the Fanny here. The Kanja is the only one who can really say something about this fight. Oh, whoa. It's going to be a Grok and a Kadita that gets picked up.
Grok jungle?
I believe so.
Seems like it. I think that
No,
logically that's
I
the
feel like it'd be
assumption.
an Arlet
I was thinking
jungle.
the Grok for the roamer might make sense, you know, being more immune to the crowd control, but wow, this is something we weren't
Valentina jungle.
expecting earlier. Evos will round out their
Grok
composition
jungle.
with a Martis. Equally immune to crowd control, equally oppressive in the early stage of the game.
I wonder what Yeb is thinking right now with the Grok pick and the Kadira. We have seen the very unique drafts coming in from Yeb that has worked out. Remember the first game against Alter Ego where they let Alter Ego take all their comfort heroes. Melissa, Diggy, everything, let them have it because we'll counter it with the banana split. This doesn't look like a banana split. This looks like a full front to back, or actually just a full team fight composition, Arashi.
Full team fight composition, but I think funny enough, right, with both teams being so good in the team fights, I feel like now it will come down to the non-team fight moments to really decide how that team fight goes. If Onic can get a bit ahead, if Evos can get a bit of steam going on in the early game, they could very easily take over.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 3. A possible match point for Onic. They managed to take this game. Evos Legends, an uphill battle. Very steep uphill battle for them as they try to beat Onic with Keyboy, again, doing some emotional damage with the M1 emote.
Oh man, not again, right? And coming into the Land of Dawn here, we do have a moment to check out the spells as well as the emblems. And what stands out for you here, Arashi?
Well, Brands has a flicker, but he's up against a lot of crowd control threats, so I kind of worry for his safety. Keep in mind that Sans can still very easily take the high ground. Look at that, Dreams.
Already forced to flicker in. Sans, though, definitely has the flicker to follow it through, but he doesn't want to go for it. Already a Purify and a flicker burnt out early. Petri and Inspire are going to be very... Oh, there you go. Already Sans pushing the tempo. Gila Sans.
And even before that pick coming in from Sans onto Hijume, even though there were no casualties, that already sets the tone for Onic, making Evos Legends think a little bit harder here. As you can see, Brands.
Oh my god, Keyboy.
What was that? He just goes in, half HP, gets taken out by the turret, so no quote-unquote kill given away, but that is definitely something interesting to witness. Now back at it again, just controlling the objectives. Turtle will be usually where Onic starts making their move, right? Forcing Evos into uncomfortable territory. And now, look at that, Keyboy.
Let's Keyboy low again.
The main
Will he
target
get
for,
picked off? No.
for Evos. Almost like they really want to shut him down so
sleepy.
that the backline stays safe.
And yet, he has been taken down, but not onto any of the members from Evos Legends, which is quite interesting here. It's turret larger than Keyboy right now, but both of these teams are gonna center focus once again and back onto the turtle.
Oh, Boots now jumping in, the Petrify connects it, and there goes Hijume. Kyrie now with the wild charge. Psychot's able to use the anti-CC build in his kit, but look at Boots with the resets on the Vengeance. Already dashing back and forth now onto Taz with the Breath of the Ocean connecting once again. Boots will get another reset. Another one available for him. Sans is stolen to Decimate. He wants to look for those executes, man. And Onic, they are able to secure the first turtle of the game, uncontested with a brilliant team fight.
Can I just say that the synergy coming in from Boots as well as Keyboy was just impeccable there? How did they synergize those skills to perfection, being able to take Hijume off the board? We said that Evos Legends had a very strong backline, and both of these teams, both these players say, what backline?
Okay, they're gonna go in. Oh my god, they really went in there. 3 ultimates burnt out for Kyrie on the Grok.
It's a tank jungler though, so you use so much resources to ensure that that kill gets taken. Like you mentioned it, Trina, the synergy for Onic, that is where this all begins, right? They seem to know who they want to go for, what to avoid, and keep in mind, when that teamfight was brewing up, we know that usually teams send their EXP lane, the tankier member, to try and zone everyone away. So while Boots was doing that, I saw that Sans was going to the top side, but look at Keyboy.
Again, overextending a bit far there, but Arnott's going to be able to clear it away up top. Here, we have the talent prediction, and it's exactly the same. Pulung, Ranger Amas, KB, and Mirko. We've gone for Evos.
Very interesting. No changes whatsoever.
We're never going to change.
We do see... Oh, wait, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Depends.
It really, like,
All right.
it's your perspective.
Right now, Onic with a 1,000 gold lead here in the 4th minute of the game. The thing is, sure, Evos Legends were able to get a pick onto Kyrie there. You can see through his PD as well, but it needs to be more than that. They need to find kills that they can translate into something else, because if kills is the only thing that's the target for them, Onic, they're going to win in that macro department.
Yeah, they have to find like a big picture kill instead of just like
Yeah.
random pickoffs, you know, because they took Kyrie, but the turtle was gone. The map pressure was all favoring Onic, so even if they got the kill, they were unable to push wave, they're unable to deny EXP or gold, or take gold platings, gold turrets. So they have to try and do something a bit differently. For Onic though, like I was saying, Sans went to the top side to try and clear the wave so that Boots can be there first. So I think the setup game is still very much in Onic's favor, and now look at Kyrie. Forced to use the wild charge, I believe.
Okay, Boots already getting side cuts really low. He's still holding on to the final slash. He goes in there. CW is going to be able to find the kill onto Dreams. Assange goes back in, but Taz will be able to take him down with a decimate. Boots trying to go onto Hijime with now Taz caught in the model placement. But it is going to be
Taz
Boots
low,
who jumps
doing
in
the
all the way
Taz
under
low.
the turret. Taz!
Oh, Taz got
the
it,
crowd
nice.
roars here, but Onic have secured a
That's
turtle and now
that's
another
turtle.
objective on the board.
That's
That's
I
just
didn't
so
know the
much
turtle's
stress
taken.
happening, honestly,
The
for
turn is
Onic.
taken though.
Taz was able to get a little trade over that with Boots being taken down, but Onic gets 2 in return. So still in favor of Onic here in the 5th minute of the game. And what I meant by trust was because their airstrike was opened up, but CW trusted his teammates to cancel it. And on the Melissa, he didn't dash out, but rather he dashed in to put more damage onto that back line. And that's just the layer, the brilliance of Onic here once again. Still 1,400 gold lead, Arashi.
That's just how they play, man. The best crowd control is death. So if they can move up and they know they have enough damage to deter Hijime, they will do so for sure. Looking at the items right now, still leg plays built up instantly for Brands, knowing that he needs a bit more security. For CW, is the exact opposite. Not even Boots available, so he's a lot slower, technically. And he has all that damage, though, and he's going to try and use it. For now, it means that Dreams and Psychots, if they can jump on him, that will be a difficult situation. He has only the goalway to work with.
Man, and looking at the goals of the gold laners, right? CW already has 2 items on the board, whereas Beatrix doesn't even have the DOD, only the Fury Hammer for that damage. I think he's behind 1,000 to 2,000 behind as Onic once again putting pressure, but wait.
Look at Keyboy able to find the flanks as Kyrie was just a bait. The Divine Judgment comes down. Psychos, the bravest fighter, now onto Keyboy. But he will be able to sustain back up. Kyrie with the wild charge, only onto the wall. Psychos able to clear the wave. Hijime going to be engaged on. That's some bursts coming in. Hijime pops the Purify defensively. Because they will be able to survive up top. Onic with a few kills, but no objectives.
But look at what's going on. They're able to send 4 members, spend so much time right here still, chasing that dive potentially, chasing the tower takedown, and yet there was nothing around the map. And look at that. With all the pressure exerted on the top side, shutting down Psychots, they now move towards the turtle as it spawns up, and they will have the pressure advantage. It's going to be a 5v4 for Onic.
Again, Boots already jumping in there. Bennett's Rage already popped in. I believe with the Inhibitor's Passion as well by Brands. Really, a lot of ultimates committed. Boots only with the final slash. Now it's going to be the snipe. Renner's, oh, that's a good Divine Judgment, but it's canceled away by the rough waves. Didn't know that interaction was possible. The wild charge goes into the back line. The roamer down for Onic. Taz going to be able to secure the purple buff as Boots is going to be chain CC. Now Sans dealing some damage onto the back. Not able to utilize the damage enough here. CW has rotated down below and Onic will lose out on the team fight. But they will secure the neutral objective.
Yeah, that's a 2 for 1, 2 for 2 if we count the turtle as well. As Onic still leading though, 3,000 gold difference. Taking a look at the gold differences here by UBS Gold. CW still quite ahead. And it's concerning at this point. It's not too much of a lead that Evos Legends can't come back for sure. They just need to be able to utilize Dreams a little bit better here. Find the pickoffs, find the trades, don't play into the tempo that Onic have set.
I think what is impressive for Onic is not just how you're able to win in these early engagements. We talked about how the gold lane was just, the gold difference was kind of expanding, and it's not because of kills, right? And this game is actually even 6-6, and yet Onic, every single one of their important members have a significant gold advantage, about 500 to about 1,000. But the fact that they're able to do so without getting all those kills just means that something is just going so much better. The rotations, the control over the neutral objectives of their opponents, right? They're able to pressure them away. And if you look at their jungle, for the most part, everything has been able to be secured. So if Taz wants to try and go for a counter jungle endeavor, it's just too difficult.
Oh, Sans is dead, nice.
There, a beautiful Divine Judgment by Dreams. 1-2-2 is a stat, but again, very similar to game 2. A lot of kills being taken away by Evos Legends, but still the gold lead remains. And wow, that's a frontliner assassinated. The 3 deaths on Keyboy makes you think that he does no damage. The final slash though by Boots, forcing the flicker out. That's a massive resource burnt out.
And that's the perfect timing, once again, coming in from Onic. Without Psychots here, Onic going to be able to set up first. Taz Dreams, they don't want to let this slide though. They are going to buy some time perhaps for Psychots to respawn. Maybe try and reset the Lord to go in for a full V5, V5, but Keyboy here, he's going to be the main deterrent towards that backline. Hijime and Brands, they have to be careful with that positioning.
CW already with the muddles right there. That's giving the Renders apathy. Charged in, looking for Boots. But the airstrike comes down, but it's only on towards Keyboy right now. He's going to be caught in the Divine Judgment, but he buys enough time.
They got the Lord though.
They set up for it now. It's the Divine Judgment back in the wild charge as well. Psychots on the back of the Spider. Boots going in as well, but it's forced to flicker defensively out. Now Evos Legends are pulling the trigger. It's a double kill for Brands, but Onic are still in control of that gold lead. Kyrie walking forward menacingly with the power of nature. That anti-CC acting as the frontliner for the rest of the team. Hijime recalling, CW jumping in. Dreams will still be able to escape here. Hijime still has a position to flank. Renner's apathy not going to connect. And Onic, despite being down, more members are still... Oh no, Hijime gets caught here! CW with a good read. Hijime with the wings by wings, now trying to escape. Where does he go to?
Keyboy?
He sees it. Hijime just tries to clear the way, but he will die. Onic, they were down 2 members. Evos Legends had the numbers advantage, yet Onic were the ones who were able to push the pace.
Should have just
What's going
recalled.
on?
They're able to get that pick up, they're able to get the orange
You
buff
should
as
have just
well.
recalled.
And
You
the
shouldn't have
members
stayed there.
isolated while charged.
That was a dumb play.
Again, it's the Divine Judgment, and it's Onic. All Onic.
Now they got.
The Devious Passion will be
Handing
placed
it.
down by Brands to clear out that
I
top
don't know why he
lane
tried
wave.
to pick it off. He
But
couldn't
now
do
all
nothing.
the tier 2s
Especially
will
when they was there for a good amount of time. Just back off.
They will take it down like it's nothing.
There was a moment before that all went down. Hijime had the chance to recall, but did you see him cancel it? I think he was looking for a moment there to put some damage onto the back line of Onic, but because of that, he gets taken down in response. Ooh. Wow, very aggressive here by Keyboy as well as Kyrie. Gonna be able to zone them out, but Evos does still and will still be able to have those inhibitor turrets standing.
So far, they're on track using the first Lord to secure all the targets, but now Boots goes
Let's
in.
take the lead.
And that's going to be a
Kill the Dreams.
Kaja that gets killed by his own ultimate. Onic, again with the beautiful catch. San stealing the Divine Judgment perfectly here. 1, 2, and 5 in the game. Stat-wise, not too impressive, but then you look at the objectives, you take a look at the map pressure that they have built for themselves here, and it is really, really something else, man. Even there, Taz missing the retribution, being forced out of his own jungle.
Boots got stuck on the barrier there for a bit, but look at that. They're just able to actually find such good fights right here, and they always find fights where Evos Legends seem to be just unprepared, either from a macro standpoint or a positioning standpoint. Even when they jumped onto Dreams, Evos could have easily jumped on that play and counter-engaged if they were actually in position. But the fact that they were not means that Psychots, as well as I believe Taz, they're just forced to stand there and watch Dreams gets taken out. A big important factor though was the fact that Onic uncharacteristically were forced to go to that initial first Lord fight and leave the wave in the bottom side, almost taking down the turret. And that could be something that Evos could really try and get a lead yet again. The waves are set up and the Lord is spawning, so this is their moment, their chance if they want to try and attempt a pickup.
If BA gets
In
spawned,
addition to that, right, I think a lot of the
whole time.
pressure, wait.
That is
James
such a
finds
bad.
Divine Judgment, but he's going to be brought back by the final slash. Even the flicker now onto Brands. With Kyrie joining in the fray. The Debuter's passion gets popped in with the airstrike, but Sans wants to keep going. He's still able to dodge, bobbing and weaving as Kyrie jumps forward. It's CW who wreaks havoc with a double kill, looking for a triple. But Sans, he just flickers forward to steal that one away from the rest of Onic. 4-4-1. Divine Judgment still ready. Only Hijime left to defend. The mid-wave's coming crashing down, but Hijime will fall.
Hijime said 2 sets to wipe out.
13 minutes. Match point for Onic.
Reset the game 2 minutes. Onic takes it away just like that. Look at Age. He has no idea what to be doing.
Can you blame him?
Man. Oh.
What was that last fight, man?
That's it. Onic, they're so good at forcing these team fights. They're so good at putting Evos in a corner, and that's what you get. 3-0 already, Arashi Mirko, with an average of 13 minutes per game. That's how fast it is. And this is the grand finals again. This is supposed to happen.
That's
this
Onic.
is the gap
That's
so
Onic
far.
showing how different
But this
they
is
are.
match point, right?
Yes, it is. It's gonna be match point Evos. We'll see if the buff is
That's
strong
it.
enough, because right now it
That's
seems like there's
the huge
Onic and
difference
then there's
between
everyone
Evos
else,
and
man.
Onic.
They need
They're
the
on a
passive.
whole different playing field. And man, that last fight, I was just mentioning how this could be a chance for Evos.
The fourth drafting phase of
Is
the
the same
series.
bad? Okay, no, they
Onic
took up the
once
Melissa and the
again
Juan
with
one this
first
time, leaving the
pick, Evos
Fredrin
with
open.
the second. Claude, Faramis,
interesting.
Mincetar, still the same bands coming through from both
That's
Evos
something I
as
would
well
do
as
too.
Onic.
I
They
wouldn't.
did it, they
Oh,
changed.
Melissa.
But then the Fredrin is left
Better stick a
open, the
Fredrin,
hero
though.
that they utilize to literally dictate the drafts. This is the reason the Fredrin has been
Better stick
banned
a
most
Fredrin.
of the time, right? But now with it being open, hey, they can dictate the draft once again, Arashi.
And it's gonna be in the hands of Kyrie. This guy on a utility jungler with a lot of damage. It's such a
Some
devastating
Valentina.
combination. But Evos will be taking away the Valentina and taking a Beatrix very early on. They might just try and go all in to try and shut CW down. That it might work, but at the same time, are you sure that he's the only guy you need to worry about?
That is the question here, but now things are getting a little bit swapped here, right? Evo's already picking up the Valentina for themselves. They also have secured a strong gold for the moment. Onic gonna respond with a Farsa here. And what else are they gonna go for here in the first phase? Do they wanna?
Hanabi! Just kidding. Just
Nah.
kidding.
I was about to say, do they want a gold laner? And you're like, Hanabi! I'm like, Hanabi here?
Hey,
If it happens,
don't
That's
put
crazy.
salt on the wound, man.
I wouldn't
We can
pick up
look
the gold
left
laner just
day
yet,
one, okay?
yeah.
Oh my god.
So,
There you go. When you
Oh,
boy,
ban
watch out.
out the
Oh,
Melissa
no.
and the Juan, when you pick up a Valentina, not a Farsa, there's going to be a Cho in the way. And you know what's even worse here?
what's up?
Flex.
The Cho can be flexed. It's not guaranteed to be on on Keyboy, because it can also be flexed into the jungle that we've seen before.
and on the EXP,
Evos Legends final
just
pick
anywhere.
in the first phase.
It's actually that's not bad.
Man,
He's smiling though.
Lancelot. Wow, man, Onic. I keep saying that I really feel like one of the big linchpins of
That's
the
the
entire
guy's
operation
Lancelot,
for
that's
Onyx's
his-
game plan,
I mean,
gameplay,
hopefully he can pull
is
off, so.
Keyboy. So the fact that he is on a very
Go
comfortable
Plug is
hero
showing a
right now
huge gap
is very
between both
dangerous.
teams,
And
so
in
will be a
response to
4.
that,
Oh.
Evos picks up an assassin,
take it.
that can be
And
kicked
I-
backwards.
last
We've
time I
seen it
watched
again and
that, I fell
again.
asleep.
Keyboy has
So securing
the
the
reflexes
first
to
second
try and
game,
make that
probably
happen.
played all
So
night.
it's a bit of a risky
didn't
play,
watch
in my
the whole
opinion,
thing.
for Evos to pick up this Lancelot against the Troll.
So we're
But
gonna see.
we'll see, man.
What happens?
We'll see.
I agree. And the problem is, right, Evos, you know exactly where all these heroes are going, right? Valentina
Very
mid,
bad.
Beatrix definitely in the gold, Lance,
They're gonna pick
jungle.
up the Tiki front.
Whereas for Onic, where is the Fredrin and the Cho going? So coming to the second phase, it's a lot more difficult to ban
Like,
against
Kyrie's
Onic
gonna
up
join
until
the
this point,
Fredrin.
right? Evos,
Everything below.
they're gonna opt with what is certain, which is the fact that Onic have not picked up a gold laner. They go for the carry ban here, which leaves. What does it leave here? The Melissa, the carry, the Juan's taken out, Claude as well. Brody, Moskov is also an option.
I would ban off
Bro,
for OD.
like, how crazy would it be if this is a choke
Yeah.
gold lane?
Wow.
I'm just saying, Kabuki, I believe, right, uses it quite a bit. I'm not saying it will, and there's real good reason to, but it's possible, and if it does happen, that's crazy.
You know what's
And
more
it,
possible,
It denies
Rashi?
all the golden bans from Evos. What's up?
You know what's more possible? You're thinking the
Gold
Cho.
lane Farsa?
Yeah, I'm
We
thinking the
haven't
gold
seen
lane
it in a
Farsa.
long time. That also can work very, very well.
Does
Mages.
CW play APCs?
Yeah, dude. I mean, if you guys follow this Onic team since Season 7, you should know that the Season 7 Onic loves to go Farsa gold against something like a Juan back in the day. Now with the Moskov, Carry, Melissa, Claude, and the Juan band,
All of them banned.
I
That's
think
interesting.
Brody is the one that's open right now.
Brody,
Tana,
yeah.
they really want to go for it technically.
We're gonna bend out
Man.
Or
Brody
Lila.
instead of
No way,
Moscow.
no way.
The
Look,
fact
let
that-
me entertain myself, okay?
Bro,
Mia,
I'm just saying, the fact that we can still
Oh my God.
theorize and we believe all this can still kind of work just shows again what the heck is up with Onic, bro. These picks shouldn't even be in conversation.
That's
Layla? Mia?
Okay, come on. Remember the Mia Savage?
No,
Who was
exactly.
that? Right? That was CW, guys.
Exactly.
So even though he's being pushed in a corner, CW does still have a lot of choices up his sleeve.
Grok.
Evo's gonna go for the Grok to be
This
able to
is gonna be
counter the
the
Farsa in the
gold
back
laner,
line.
Oof.
Onic now in the hot seat, right?
I'm
it's
nervous.
either EXP,
Oh,
could
man.
be jungle, it could be gold lane.
Well, how flexible is this, man? If you're up,
roam.
if you're drafting up against this, can you imagine? You're like, what is going on? What do I take? What do I pick against? I have no idea where all these picks are going now.
Are you ready for a surprise, or
Oh,
are
I'm
you ready
ready.
for Yeb to say no? Shut down your surprise, shut down your expectations, and slap you back to reality. Game 4, man, technically they could win it all here. I don't know if they want to experiment in the final game, possibly, but it's gonna be the Harith, so not the Farsa in the gold lane. What's gonna go to the jungle? Hayabusa.
Hayabusa.
All right, so Keyboy back on to the Cho. Luckily, Gonnie's not here. Or not, he'll be something. He'll say something like, you know, Yaoi, do you miss Keyboy again?
Yeah.
I see.
Well, why do you not agree with that, Eterna?
What?
His statement?
Yaoi, it's Yaoi, man. That's a world champ. Can you really compare to Yaoi?
I agree, purple hair. Anyways, Evos Legends.
Whoa. Why the shade, bro?
It's not
It's
a
not
shade.
shade.
It's like she
Call me
colored
purple
her
hair
hair.
is like Echo, bro.
Yeah, there
Why
you go.
wouldn't you want to be synonymous with the world champions?
You really want to look like Moscow?
It's okay. Moskov is pretty. I should cosplay Moskov actually, but
You should. You
back
can pull
into
it
the
off.
game.
Arlite.
Arlite's going to be the last pick here for Evos.
Evos have a
Legends.
great draft.
It's how OG likes to call Evos. But here it is. There's some Evos legends literally in the building. Juan and Donkey, world champion here. The world champion Cho. Right as Keyboy picks up the Cho, we see Donkey.
Well, we'll see how this goes, man. This is finally match point Evos. Are they gonna try and turn this franchise around, get it done, or will they succumb to the might of the King of the Skies? Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to witness the most critical point in history for this tournament.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The chance to go perfect in the playoffs. The invincible season. Will it come true? Up against match point Evos. Welcome to game number 4 of the grand finals. Evos Legends takes on Onic to try to stop the invincible run.
Will they be able to go for a full clean sweep once again during the entirety of the playoffs? Or will Evos be able to taint that record and take it away from Onic?
Keyboy already making a lot of moves here, being a huge pain for Taz. He's going to be forced to use that retribution. Expect this to be, you know, capitalized on somehow by Onic. Look at the mid lane though. They're not really pushing that hard, so the level 2 Farsa role won't be available. And you can see Evos Legends, it's not like they're making mistakes all across the board. They are respecting the potential roam, but Sans isn't doing that for now.
Yeah, you're right here. So far though, here's CW.
What is that
Oh,
damage?
Dreams.
I did not expect that much damage to come through from CW. Dreams got bursted. He didn't get poked.
Maybe it's combined with the Cho damage as well. Look at Keyboy though, he is just active around the map. This is what you can expect to keep happening. Kaz is definitely feeling the pressure, but for now, Hijumi seems to be the main target for the aggression of Onic from the rest of the roster.
You know, coming back to the drafts, right? Choosing a Lancelot into a Cho, that's a really risky decision, right? Because sure, the Lancelot can juke away from the abilities using his skills as well, but if Keyboy's timing is right, that actually invalidates the entire point of Taz, usually, right? As he goes in for the neutral objectives.
That's a very good point, man. It's very dangerous. It comes down to micro play as much as macro play. Look at the mid lane right here. Evos is so desperate to ensure that there's no roam happening. They've been clearing it using the Grok and the Valentina in tandem. And Onic can't match up with it, but they seem like they're scheming something. They do the switch again. Boots and Sans, keep in mind, look at it.
Let's see. They're going on to it right now. Taz should be able to secure it. As Keyboy pops into Shanpu to escape, but the final slash brings him back. Only just for the Jikundo. Keyboy! With the way the
Yo,
drive
that was
combos,
nice
everybody's
from
there
Keyboy.
to follow it through. Keyboy styling on the Joe. Onic 1-0.
Onic 1-0, but remember, Evos were able to get the neutral objective take, so it's a 1-for-1 trade. And
That's
with
really
that
nice from
kind of
Keyboy.
trade, Arashi, in the early game, who does it favor?
I think it does favor Evos Legends in a way a bit, because in the early stage you expect Onic to be a lot more dominant due to their picks, but so far it's been pretty even, so Evos Legends could try and use this time to transform a bit more and make the game a lot more competitive. Looking at the Talent's prediction though, there was a bit of a change, and now there's gonna be a kill by Kyrie.
Yep, and another up top already with the way the dragon being popped in, but Taz is on attacks a lot. He will have more to say when he gets engaged on, but Keyboy, he really is an MMA fighter, man. He's jumping in. Oh, it's another. Goes in for a jab, a light one there. Now it's gonna be the way the dragon's stolen away from Keyboy, trying to get out. Oh, look at the moves, look at the moves. Keyboy's buying so much time. Oh, no way. No way he gets out of this, man. He gets gunned down.
My God.
Keyboy, and Keyboy now gonna be gunned down
Yeah,
and
he's not
finally
dead.
taken out. But it took so
That
much
was
effort
good
from
good
Evos for a
patience
single
though.
roamer.
That was so annoying, so disruptive as well, but it looks like Evos want to replicate that same kind of pressure onto Kyrie here. Gonna try and steal the purple buff rather, away. Will they be able to do it? And they do.
Wow, already a great move for Evos, trying to get Keyboy down, using a lot of time, but still getting him off the map for a while, allowing them to actually go for that purple buff. So Kyrie already falling a bit behind, and usually this is the quote-unquote win condition for a lot of Onic games. Look at Brands.
Oh, well played by CW there, actually dashing out in time for that airstrike come through. Brands with the reaction time, but it's only
Nice
on
flicker.
so that he can get zoned
Nice
back
flicker.
to CW's range. Onic picks up another kill with a 1,000 gold lead. Turtle being contested right now by Evos Legends.
Boots just trying to contest it, trying to push Taz away from that turtle. It seems like it's kind of working. We're not seeing the action just yet right here, because Keyboy is just taking a lot of attention away from us.
Almost
Taz winning
Kyrie.
the retry battle on the Lancelot here with the Demon Slayer. Still though, it's so frustrating, is it not? When you get these objectives down even, Onic are still able to keep the lead. And Keyboy, again, with the emotional damage here, just constantly in front of Evos. Again now, oh what? He gets the way the dragon down. Luckily for Evos, there's Dreams right there with a wild charge, but it's baited out, so Sans can free hit now. Taz has used the Phantom Execution. CW's waiting to pull that trigger, but they will decide to disengage.
And all the while, right, sure, Evo's gonna be able to get a turtle earlier on before, but CW was able to munch through the entirety of that gold shield in that top side, so we can expect him to be ahead in terms of that gold lead. It's going to be very interesting to see the differences in those items, but here we go once again, the contest for the blue buff.
Boy, the dragon though, able to find Hijime there. Nice CW
Keyboy
doing so
died.
much damage onto the back with Dreams getting taken down with the
That's
shadow
Kyrie
kill.
taking one.
Sans still able to
another one
survive
gone.
with the
Kyrie with a
wings.
double.
That's Kyrie with a double.
Kyrie
He's
with a
looking
triple.
for the triple.
And nope,
Sans says
Sans got
no,
it
I
though.
want a piece of the pie, and takes it away.
Evos Legends kind of use that advantage to try and go for the purple buff yet again, but Onic are completely
Good trade
prepared.
though, 3 for
Evos
1.
Legends use a lot of resources to try and take down Keyboy. Let's take a look at the replay here. Keyboy very low, taken out, but afterwards, everyone took a lot of damage. They're stuck out of position, and with the superior burst damage, Onic was able to slowly but surely pick off the members of Evos one by one. So Evos having a proper more team fight oriented composition, they have to try and be careful here. Oh, Brands.
Nice.
3-man wild charge, but Brands does no damage
But
compared to
yeah, they
Onic
do
right
no
now.
damage to
That's
him,
the way the
though.
dragon locking Dreams down, but the final slash there from Psychot is to
At least that's,
disengage. 1 for 1.
illustrated.
Gold lane for Roamer.
Oh, that's so worth it for Onic on all accounts. I thought that was a really good counter engage,
And
but
then that's the
Kyrie
mage gone.
goes in for another pick onto Hijime, of all people. That becomes double worth it for Onic here in the 6th, 7th minute of the game, as they're going to translate that into the neutral objective. And this is what we're talking about timing. Kill, neutral objective, kill, neutral objective. They're gonna try, but it doesn't seem like Onic wants to commit actually. Or do they?
Let's see. If Kyrie wins this retreat battle, it's going to be magical, but he does not. Taz secures it on the tank slot. Now going on to the purple buff. Knowing that Kyrie has used the retribution, it should be another free purple buff over to Evos Legends. Taz picks it up.
Evos is doing
trying to buy
way
some
better
time
than they
right
did
now.
the other
CW is able
game,
to
so
pick
they
up the
should keep
turret
this
down
up.
below.
They keep this
Boots
up to win.
is able to still clear out the wave up top.
This is why it's so difficult. You have a lead, you get a turtle, you get a purple buff. Great, you
They're
lost a
playing more
turret.
patient,
And it's
I'd
not
say.
on, you know, the goal isn't
But they're
going to
still,
just
like,
anyone.
getting
It's
picked up
going to
easy.
the late game carry that will be responsible for doing damage. CW 2-0 and 3, but look at his gold, look at his items. Almost 2k gold ahead of Brands, already with the Calamity Reaver and the Feather of Heaven. So if he's left alone in these big fights, look at the damage, man. Evo need to start putting their eyes on this man.
And you can't really say that Harith is an early game hero either, right? He's
No.
also late game. He scales into that late game. And so with this level lead, that's just going to make his presence a lot more dangerous for Evos Legends, even if Evos want to prolong this game to that late game point.
Now they've taken the top turret
Oh,
again.
Holy
Look at the
Crystal.
Holy Crystal so early on. Kyrie clears the wave and Keyboy, he goes for it.
Oh my
Maiden
god,
Flicker.
Ijume is going to be targeted down right there. He steals away the dragon, but Keyboy isn't able to lock anyone down. Ijume is still in the bush, canceling the recall. As Onic stalked their prey. That's the stun coming out from Psychons to run away. But Keyboy again with the G Kundo is able to knock him up. Taz looking for the flanks. But on a tank slot, he's not going to be able to push down on it. Boots now with the taunt onto 2. Looking for more as he knocks them up with the Appraiser's Wrath. He's not low enough to deal damage. And Onic will just pull back. They will say
Just carrying to poke.
that they can take the map pressure.
Usually, when you are chasing Evos, that's where it's most dangerous, right? Evos likes baiting you into those bad engagements, but Onic, they're just so
There, you got it.
solid in their decision-making, and they're going for a fight now.
Wild charge onto the back. Keyboy going to be stunned by the way of the
One
dragon. But
fight,
again, it's going to be
that's a
Kyrie
kill
who
right
takes the
there, too.
purple buff earlier. So now he's
One
going to
for
be
two
able to
so
dash
far.
all across the place. Taz doing the same thing with the puncture. CW chasing all the way. The final slash now on to CW. But he has to purify. Now Brands is going to fall to the shadow
true.
kill. Sidecast looking for the stun, looking for the resets, but it will not come through.
That's a
Kyrie
fourth
is
one.
stalking Taz, waiting for the quad shadow, but Taz utilizes the phantom execution defensively. Onic are making a statement.
I have a question though, but wait a minute. Dreams
That's
gonna be
another
the next
kickoff.
one to fall here. The next victim for Onic in the 10th minute of the game. Evos Legends have forced that purple take over and over, and they always lose members to it. Sometimes Taz is able to get the purple, sometimes they don't. Is it worth it for Evos to keep going for that strategy?
I don't think so, man. If you look at the results so far, it's just not working out. The problem is not only going for the purple, it's also not having any pressure. And
And
look at
picked
that.
him off.
Taz getting kicked back. The Bennett's Rage comes down, but it only tickles Boots. Mega kill for CW. Sans, wings by wings. Keyboy with the emotional damage.
And they got the
CW
Lord
just
too.
picked up the concentrated energy as well, so it's only gonna get even more difficult for Evos Legends from here on out. And on your point,
Keyboy
Turner,
should have
they
some
go for
fun
the
now.
purple buff, but at what cost? They kept losing turrets. They keep letting CW farm up a storm, and look at the gold disparity.
Oh
look
my
at Brands.
god.
They're not even at the same league anymore. They can't be considered the same. Kyrie, despite all that, has been able to supplement the lack of farm using kills. And he is actually ahead of Taz in that department. They were forcing the contest instead of going for it when it's available, and they are paying the price for it.
Again, this might be it. First Lord. A few of the passives already popped in. Dream's going to be knocked up right now by Boots as he uses the taunt as well. Kyrie looking for the opening with the final slash connecting onto the back line. Sans
Yeah, this
will
nice
fall.
one.
Boots
Two shot
as
right there.
well.
That's two gone.
Keyboy's
Keyboy's dead. Keyboy's dead. Yo, CW. CW. And here comes Kyrie as well with the one. There's a Richie and there's two gone. Oh my god. That is an amazing trade.
Sports. Wow.
That was an
Two
amazing
versus
trade from them.
everybody, and they still get those picks off the board, and they
Yeah, it's
don't
almost
get
a
taken
3 for
down.
4. That was great,
What
actually.
in the world are the White Tigers supposed to do now? We have to take a look at what happened again. Arashi, please help
Because
us
at first
out
they was
here.
picked off. It
Evos
was
Legends
like,
got the
okay,
pickup,
Evos did
got the
really good.
advantage,
But
and then they stuck
when
around.
CW
Keyboy
and
makes the
Kyrie
play,
came,
and
it
it
just
looks like
changed.
CW is about to throw.
CW's damage
1v4,
came.
but no. He is doing all the damage, having all that shielding, and Kyrie comes in. Lethal assassin. Destroys everyone, gets out, clean,
Yeah,
calm,
almost a
calculated.
3 for 4.
Man, they can't keep getting away with this.
It's insane. Now they're gonna start recalling on one another. Perhaps Taz knows that this might be the end here. Evos Legends, Hijume doesn't even have any ultimates to utilize here for the defense, but it looks like perhaps Onic want to give them some room to breathe.
Look at the damage dealt, dude. CW. All different in the beginning, we were talking about how Harry surprisingly does a lot of damage. Look at Keyboy though, he seems to fail the jump, but keep in mind, he is always dangerous here, going for Brands.
There we go. Brand's locked it down. If that airstrike comes down, Boots
Just
is
for the
able to
airstrike happened
follow
and it
through
worked
to
too.
knock him
2
off,
for 1.
to get one more. CW now with his on force. That's gonna be Sans dodging away from the defensive
2 for 1,
execution.
that's turn as
Taz
well.
now pinned
Did they get it
down
out?
at
Nope,
the
they won't.
puncture.
They
Is
didn't.
able to escape. Hijume will be
Hijume.
taken low. Onic have broken
Right.
through the base.
Disciplined as ever.
One base turret down. Perfect timing for the Lord. Enhanced this time to spawn.
The timing is just so impeccable by Onic every single time. And none of them really have much to say about this. It does look like most Legends want to try and open the map and try to utilize this, but look at this. Once again, they're going back in.
Psychots trying to find the vengeance.
That's
Resets.
like
But it will
a
not
dead.
happen. Oh my God! Sans! Gila Sans!
Yo, wait a
Psychots
second.
trying to find the vengeance. Resets. But it will not happen.
Yo.
Oh my God! Sans! Gila Sans! The flicker reaction time to the wild charge.
This guy is just pure instinct. That is
No,
unreal.
you
How
deserve
lucky
the
against
MVP for
Kyrie in the
that
bottom
one.
side, but it won't be enough as Kyrie gets very, very low, and Boots comes in to back him up though. Taz all alone.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Sans taking a kill
You deserve the
away
MVP of
from
that game. That was
Kyrie.
an
But he saves
insane
him.
play.
8,000 gold lead. Enhanced Lord, 22 kills to 8.
Look at the damage from CW, man. Melting down the Lord. No problem at all. Oh my Lord. 10k gold lead for Onic. And now they're going to make the final play with the Lord. High ground advantage still onto Onic. The only way Evos kinda even defends this is if they can deny the play from Keyboy, but you can expect him to do something out of the box, something special. It always has been 100% win rate on this show, man.
It's insane what they're able to do. Each and every member, right? Keyboy is always able to trade his life with the gold laner, and that's all he needs to do. That's his only job, and that gives Onic so much more space as they're getting ready for the siege here, Mirko.
Demand Force popped in mid lane base to say goodbye to it as Boots jumps in with a taunt right now. Dream saving the wild charge.
Kyrie gets in the back line's
Evos
over.
Legends trying to defend. Desperation. Kyrie with the quad shadow. Trying to look for an opening right now as he jumps into the back line. Jumping back with the quad shadow. Sans going out of the map right now. Oh, coming back. Taz onto him with a passive execution as well. That's the feather airstrike coming down.
1 down,
Evos
2 down, 3 down. There's gonna be 4 right there.
A triple kill.
Oh no, I just left. Yep, and it's over. GG's.
Welcome to the invincible Onic era.
GG.
Congratulations!
That was honestly.
Back to back, the Kings of the Galaxy, Season 10 and Season 11. 4-0, not a single game lost. They only lost once in the regular season. And this is the dominance of the Yellow
The
Porcupines.
difference in 13
Say
and
goodbye
everything.
to the
The difference between them all.